Here it is, guys. What's the single worst bit of relationship advice you've ever received as a man? I'm glad you asked. Here's mine. So, before I got married, when I was dating my now wife, I was talking to a mentor of mine, and I remember he was a really successful guy, business owner, ex Air Force pilot, and he said, "Mate, run your relationship the same way you spend your money." I was like, "Huh?" Anyway, optimize everything, he said. Create systems, KPIs, budgets, expense lists, and don't spend money on anything that doesn't cash flow. Now I was really confused. What does this have to do with my relationship? I asked him, and he just said, well, go do what I've said, go do what I've suggested, come back in 2 months and we'll talk a bit more about it. So I did. I set up a weekly State of the Union meeting with my then girlfriends, agendas, shared dashboards for chores, goals for the relationship, you name it, was all in there. Really weird, but it was there. I was optimizing our life together and making it productive. And slowly, the connection started to fade. And I was being a good manager, which I'd confused as being a good leader. So, the moment of truth. One night after after one of our check-ins, she looked at me and she just said the words that changed everything. I don't feel like I'm your girlfriend anymore. I feel like I'm one of your employees. So 2 months went by, and I went back to my mentor, and he asked how it's going. And I told him, I said, look, she's gone cold, man. We're getting distant. What do you think is going on? I actually don't know. And he said, old mate laughed, and he said, look, I remember this, young man. If it flies, floats, or looks incredibly good in the skirt, rent it. Rent it? I laughed, thinking he was joking. Then I realised he wasn't. That's the comedy of it, the irony. So that's when I knew I was talking to one of the most bitter men on the planet. So it was time to part ways from that mentor. So, what's the lesson in all this? The lesson's this. Listen to, firstly, be careful who you listen to, but secondly, your relationship with your wife to be is about connection and intimacy. It's natural to want both. The kids, the logistics, all the bills and the stuff that comes afterwards, the business, that's just noise. And it's easy to lose your way, so prioritize your wife, men. And in the end, she married me anyway, so that was good news. The story ended well. And to this day, honestly, we both still laugh and shake our heads and just laugh at each other about the advice given by this particular mentor.